Welcome everybody. This is the weekly analysis. This is Tinus. Let's start with the majors. I recommend you guys have a quick read through the blog post. Things will make a little bit more sense, especially some of the fundamental changes based on Powell's speech on Friday. So I'm going to start with the EURUSD. This is parity, and you can see chopping along this level this whole week. Try to break through on Friday, and then that red flag news, Powell speech, sold off right, closed below it by the end of the day. This is going to be messy for a while, I suspect, and if anything, my bias is for this to move lower now. So I think I showed you guys in the live session this week. Nice channel running from around January this year. You can see they're bouncing up and down, respecting this quite nicely. Not quite A grade. I'd look at this on the shorter time frames, 1.0 to 400, reasonable short on the daily though. A grade way back, 1.0744. With the fundamental picture, I don't see this getting there anytime soon. USD Swissy, another setup that we were looking at in the live session. You can see we've got a wedge or a pendant, a descending pendant. So you can see narrowing down to the point usually means a tighter consolidation and then a big break up or down depending on which way it goes. So I think Ash and one of the members, I think it could have been Umar if I'm not mistaken, we pointed this out. You see you got the break out of this pendant, it pulls back with this bearish candle there, and now it looks like it's moving higher. This does look really interesting to me too long from the open at 0.9650, 9646 area. You can see there's a lot of air up there, which makes this really tempting and makes this really interesting. So you've got 100 odd. Don't be shy with these dollar pairs to stretch your stop a little bit. Try get past some of the volatility, but you do have a big move up to this previous double top formation if it tests there of 380. So that does look interesting. Otherwise, A grade 0.94800, way back there. Multiple reasons for the stop, and you can play it back up to the top of this wedge that we pointed out. But for right now, breakout, pullback. You've got the 55. You've got this channel line, top of the wedge. Could see a prolonged move up. Also going with dollar strength, which makes this even more appealing. Pound USD, again, really similar to the Euro USD. Again, I showed you guys this in the live session. We had this channel, try to break out, tested, try to move back, and now it's broken right back into this channel. Big bearish candle on Friday along with that news. I suspect this is going lower, but same like the Euro on the shorter time frames, I'd look at 1.21 for a short. Again, reasonable short on the daily if you prefer that. Otherwise, A grade again, miles and miles away, 1.27500, even a little bit lower now, 1.26700. So anything in this kind of region, area of support and resistance, multiple reasons for the stop. But for right now, 1.21 I suspect is the best bet for a short. Aussie USD, unfortunate it worked to our level, but unfortunately it was on Friday. We were looking at 0.69800. So we showed you guys break out, pull back, and unfortunately the move on Friday. Maybe some of you had this in on Thursday and got some pips on Friday, so well done for that. Same idea. If it gets back to 69800 for short, otherwise 0.71200 for the short. Again, this dollar strength I think is back in play, big time this week, but that is the idea. 69800, 71200. Look out for it retesting this level, I think. New Zealand USD, very similar to the Aussie USD. Again, breakout, didn't quite get the deeper pullback that the Aussie got. Again, big bearish candle on Friday. Same idea, 0.63 for a short. So you needed to retest this area. It's the only kind of area that's got a reason for the stop, especially on the daily. Otherwise, the kind of, I think I'm going to call them wishful thinking areas, 0.65, 500, multiple reasons for the stop, area of support and resistance. You can see there, if we just look, and haven't even zoomed out yet. But this week, guys, I'm going to caution you again and repeat it. Dollar strength, I suspect, is on the cards when you look at Powell's speech. Okay, USD yen. Okay, so A grade 126.100. I think this was a weekly level as well. Multiple reasons for the stop. Again, miles and miles away. You're also then banking on dollar weakness. Could see some dollar weakness versus the yen, as it's another safe haven. Where it is now, I'm not interested. Although if we go to the 4 hour, what you could look at, yes, it is going to be a counter trend trade. You can look at it to break below. You can see this big area of previous support and resistance. If we look there, look there, look there, look there. And I think we might see some more areas. If we zoom out, you can see there, big, big, big area. Look at this area, look at this area. So maybe I'd consider this a breakdown below this level and a retest. You've got multiple reasons for the stop, and you've got a lot of air beneath it, so that is definitely the idea. I would look at this on definitely on the shorter time frame. So 134,400 is a key area. So you can see just again, big area. I needed to break below, pull back, and then potentially move lower. USDCAD didn't quite pull back deep enough. We're looking at 1.28500 to move higher. Got the pullback to the 55 and moved quite rapidly on Friday, as most of the dollar pairs did. Same idea, 1.28500 for a long, otherwise 1.25400 with this big 200 big area of previous support and resistance. Again, far away. I suspect this might be going higher. Alright, so then looking at the crosses, I think there might be a lot more opportunities on the crosses than the majors. Starting with the euro pound, just zooming out, price is now at that 0.8500 level, which we've spoken about a couple of times. It is a massive area for this pair. If we look to the left, you can see touches, consolidation at this level. This is a big area. So, okay, the aggressive entry, you could take it short from there. It is plausible and reasonable, a reasonable short. So from where it is now at the open, you could have a look at this. More conservative entry, I would wait for a bearish candle to close below this 255. So anything around there. Bearish candle breaks a bit of this big bullish momentum we saw on Friday, and then look for the short. But it is a very interesting area. Otherwise, if it moves higher, I'm looking at a break above 0.85. So back to this range we were playing a couple of weeks ago, so between 0.85 and 0.86. So what you're looking for is a break above, pull back to retest this area, and then you play the range to 0.86. And then if you've got a little bit more experience and you're comfortable counter trend trading, then look for shorts from this level. So a couple of ideas on this pair. Again, aggressive shorting from this current area at the open. More conservative, wait for close below this level. Otherwise, look for the break above 0.85 to play the 0.85 to 0.86 range. Aussie CAD, along from the current area, does look interesting. Maybe one for the smaller time frames again, so 0.89700. Got a big area of previous support and resistance. Looking to the left again. You've got a 55, big breakout pullback, so looking to take it higher potentially. And again, you could play the range of 8.89700 to 0.91, which is another huge area. So again, up and down in this range until price does something different. That could be an interesting idea as well. Aussie New Zealand. Okay, so this I've been pointing out for quite some time. It's now reached this big 200 at 1.12300-ish. So if we look to the left, just quickly, you can see big area where it currently is. So the one thing is it does tend to spike above this quite high. So I'd be careful of this. So the same advice as with the euro pound. Aggressive, you could take it short from the current position. It is a counter trend trade, so manage your risk accordingly. Otherwise, wait for a bearish candle to close below this 200. So let it do its thing, let it close below potentially, and then take it shorter. I'd be targeting this 1.10700 level, so this 55. Or you could potentially, if you don't want to counter trend trade, look for the long at the same level at 1.10700. But a short from this area, very interesting. EURGBP, very far away, but 1.37100. Multiple reasons for the stop. Miles away though, as I said. Otherwise, just looking at this, got a channel line running, 55. Smaller time frame again, personally, 1.32. Got this channel line 55, like the Euro USD setup and the Pound USD setup. That could be interesting. New Zealand yen. Okay, this is an interesting setup as well. This is on the 4 hour. I showed you guys this in the live session. Tight consolidation. So usually with this type of consolidation, when there is a break, it is quite violent and rapid, meaning it's quick and big. So what we were looking for is a break either above this range or below this range. So after Friday's news, this looks like it's made its choice of going lower. So be careful just to take this. What I'd do is I'd wait for another candle or two. Remember, this is the 4 hour we're speaking of, to close below this range, and then look for a pullback to test the range again. So breakout, pullback, classic M2, it's just on a smaller time frame, and then look to take it lower, targeting 8240, the big 200, big previous area of support and resistance. That could be a really nice trade as well. So again, tight range. You now need the kind of breakout. It looks like it's lower. Don't just presume that though. Let a couple of candles close below the range to make sure it's not a fake out. Pullback, price likes to retest the boundaries of the range. Could even test it a little bit deeper. Don't be scared of that. And then look for the short back down. If for whatever reason it moves back up and breaks to the top side, same idea, breakout, pullback to test the border of the range, even a little bit deeper again, and then look to long. Pound yen, we're moving into a couple of the yen crosses. Again guys, the yens are all highly correlated. If the one moves up, chances are they're all moving up. So don't take more than one, and if you're going to do that, half your risk or manage your risk accordingly. So 160.00, whole psychological number, big area. You can see the spike touches to the pip, almost to the pip, almost to the pip, that's to the pip. Big area. Be looking to long from this level, targeting this 55 as the first take profit, and then potentially the structural highs over there. Euro yen, you can see they all look really similar as well. Long from 135.400. I prefer the pound yen, a little bit more space, but again, big area. You've got two reasons for the stop here at least, down, up. If it breaks lower, for those of you who like counter trend trading or comfortable counter trend trading, you could look for this kind of idea, breakdown, pullback, retesting these big EMAs. Pound Swissy, short from 1.16450. Again, this is the kind of idea I was looking at the New Zealand yen. So you have a tight range. This is on the daily though. Tight range, breakout, pullback, tests the range, the bottom of the range. You can see they break, pullback, and then it makes its move. So this is the idea you're looking for on the New Zealand yen. Tight range, breakout, pullback, then it makes its move. And then finally the pound Aussie, short from 1.74, again channel line, 55, big area of previous support and resistance, interesting for a short. Otherwise, again, miles away, but you could look potentially at 1.78200, 1.77900, so anything in this kind of area. Again, I prefer this, and again, miles away, don't think it's going to happen. 1.74 I think is your better bet for the week. Alright guys, those are my kind of top ideas for the week. Good luck in the markets, and we'll see you guys in Tuesday's live session. Cheers guys.